Welcome on board. This is Captain Collins. Welcome back to Space Haven. In today's video, we're going to talk about 10 things that will make your journey in Space Haven a lot more smoother than it is maybe today. Before we start, a quick introduction to myself. I'm a Twitch streamer and YouTube content creator. I stream from Monday to Thursday at 7 PM Central European Time, and you can find me on twitch.tv/CaptainCollins. And if you like all my game-related videos on YouTube, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss anything in the future and you can support the channel by this way. Thank you so much. So let's go, let's jump into the game. So I got 10 tips for you and stay tuned until the last two, and the last one has got something to do with poop. First tip that I want to talk about is play your first game at least a few hours. You will maybe make some mistakes, misplace some things, you will maybe do something more complex than it would need to be, and that way you have to see a lot of stuff beforehand until maybe you can start your second run, and then you're a lot more experienced and you know what exactly to do. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, of course. The second tip is make workships that you always have personnel. You do that by crew management and clicking on schedule, and there you have the ability to make sleeping, work and free time schedules for your crew. And that way you're ensured that not everybody is sleeping at the same time and not everybody is having a free time at the same time. You do that just easily by clicking on something like, for example, sleep, click and hold, and you can make a shift there for your people. Third tip, sometimes you get a message on screen that a ship is incoming into your sector and you really want to have a quick look on what is coming in, and you don't want to go into your star map overview, right, and then zoom out and see where is someone coming from where. Just from your normal view, you go into the top right corner and you see, okay, there is a ship inside, and you also see what ship is incoming. So we see that an incoming ship is there, a pirate ship, in 5 hours, so that we have 5 hours to get away from here. Fourth tip has something to do with grow beds. And for grow beds, you want to have a specific room without any ventilation. You can see that here in the vents tab, and you want to have a room which has no ventilation at all. If you have ventilation enabled and you click somewhere, you see where air, temperature and gases are flowing. If you click on the other part of the ship, then you see there is flow all over the ship, but this room here is completely closed. So you will need your growbats in there. You will need no vents. You will need a spacesuit door. You will need a carbon dioxide producer and of course some thermoregulators and lights, because you need light to produce plants, you know. This is just how biology works. The real tip in here is that make designated rooms for fruits and vegetables and for artificial meat, because if you go into the grow bed settings, the requirements for fruits and vegetables, the temperature is the same, 0 to 40 degrees Celsius. If you're growing artificial meat, then this is just going up to 30 degrees Celsius, which means that you need different temperatures for fruits and vegetables to produce at the perfect level as for artificial meat. But how do you even set the temperature? You can set the temperature at thermoregulators just as easy by dragging this setting left or right. Fifth tip is about ships. If you have one of these ships around and the ship is claimable, then claim the ship at first before you do anything else, because that way you are able to dismantle all the stuff on the ship, get the resources in their normal state, transfer them to your ship, and then afterwards you can abandon that ship and dismantle the rest, which is pretty much just hull scrap. So tip number 6, and we don't need to really have that on this, but I will show you some footage. There is no friendly fire when you're fighting on a derelict ship or at a ship on another faction of pirate ships or whatever. You don't need to keep your other people outside of the line of fire. It doesn't make any sense. You can just fire at every enemy whenever you see them. And after you're done and you have claimed the ship or discovered it completely, then don't forget to undraft your people directly on this ship, because then they can start already taking the resources to the airlock or taking the resources to your spacecraft, to the shuttle, without losing any time there. But maybe you got the alarm that you cannot transfer the wares from the one ship to the other, then there is something you have missed. You have to undraft your shuttle too. So you have to click on the shuttle and you have to undraft that one specifically too. So this was tip number 7, and with tip number 8, you get the chance to defend yourself even if your ship has not enough weapons. So for example, we have the pirates incoming right now on this play and we have no weapons on the ship. What do? What we can do now is draft our people, draft them into the shuttle, wait for the pirates to come in the sector, and then just send our shuttle to the airlock of the pirate ship and just defend them at their own ship. So you are able to raid not only pirate ships, but you are also able to raid allied ships. And I don't know how far they implemented that right now into this early access state of game, but as you can think of, that can also happen to you. So there can be a faction which will come to your ship and try to defeat your people on your ship. So you always want to have everyone have a gun in their inventory, even if they are just running around on your own ship. Tip number 9, and I will show you this on this ship right there. If you want to make a hyper jump, there are a few things that you need. Maybe you have done the tutorial already, but you are a few hours into the game and you forgot about how can I enable a ship to jump into hyperspace. This is maybe not as easy as you would think of. So of course you need the hyperdrive for that. Of course you need a navigation console for that. And of course you need fuel for this. But there's one thing you also need to make hyper jumps, and this is the hull stabilizer there. So without hull stabilizing, you will not be able to do the hyper jump, but it will tell you if you're prepared for a hyper jump. It will tell you definitely what you're missing there and what you are waiting for right now. There is one more thing that you can do, which is pretty cool. And I got this tip from the developers themselves from an interview. I will link you in the descriptions down below. And this is prepare your schedule so that your people have enough free time or enough sleep time in between work time. People are just pooping when they have free time. People will not poop when they're at work. And this will affect your overall mood, because if someone shed his pants, and you will see that a lot, and the one person with poop in their pants is sleeping next to another person which has nothing in their pants, this will affect their mood too. Just saying, that's one thing I wanted to tell you there. So here we are. That were 10 tips for Space Haven for your playthrough. Maybe there is something for you in there so that your next playthrough will be better than the last one before. And whenever you want, just jump into the Twitch chat and we can talk about any specific stuff about Space Haven. We have a lot of cool people in chat there which are already playing Space Haven and enjoying their time. So thank you very much for watching and see you soon. I'm Captain Collins, Space Operations Delta, calling it a day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.